All right, surreal being back in this room for sure. It's been several years, so it's definitely feels different being back in this room. And the game. Give Butler credit. Give Butler credit. I thought they made all the plays. We were able to cut it to 6, but give Thad and his kids credit. I thought they responded and made the plays down the stretch to kind of always keep it at a couple possessions out of reach. I thought we had a good surge there early in the second half. Then they extended the lead, and we cut it to 6. I thought we were really good all night offensively for the most part. I thought we were really good. We still didn't shoot it like we have, but we were really good offensively. The deal was we just really had struggled guarding them. Give them credit. Give Thad and his kids credit for putting us in difficult positions to defend them. And at the end of the day, that's the takeaway. We just couldn't get the stops when we needed to.
Coach, Sherbrooke had just 2 points in his previous game. He had 29 today. What was he able to do to kind of get his offense going?
We knew going into the game one of the concerns was their wing size, not just their length, but their physicality. Those are older kids who are just physically, bigger and heavier than our guys. So he's a good player and he's a really good shooter. And I think for us, we knew he was capable of having a night like this. We did some things right now. We lost him a couple times where we didn't need to lose him, but give him credit for shooting. He's a really good shooter. He's a really good offensive player. Yeah, no, I tell you, I've been asked that a lot, and I think I've got a really, Ed Cooley's a really close coaching friend, so he called me last night, and we were talking about just kind of what some of the emotions go into a moment like this, I appreciated how thoughtful he was with the call. It's once the game starts, it's really not something you're thinking about, but is it a surreal experience going in and going through practice and practicing last night in Hinkle and then going to the visitors bench, and it was certainly a surreal. As I've said, this place is just really special to our family. It really is. And listen, I know it's been 7 or 8 years now since we left, and I didn't leave nearly as gracefully as I would have liked to in some ways, given how late it was in the summer. But I love this place. I love this, what it meant to our family for sure.
You mentioned not quite shooting as well, but you were able to get the ball inside and really successful.
Yeah.
What did you see in the first half that really kind of opened things up to what you could do with NJ in the second half?
Yeah, no, I thought he's good in the seams, in the seams with pocket passing against their ball screen. They do a really good job making sure their bigs are at the rim and protecting the rim, and they've got good enough size there. Screen did a good job kind of playing between the ball and the basket a lot of times. But for NJ, we knew, we felt like we could get him in some of the seams and impact things offensively, and he made some really good face-up plays. Our guys made good decisions. It's something we worked on for the last couple days. I thought we had a clean game offensively. Like I said, this was an improvement for us offensively certainly from the previous game, but we've got to be able to do it on both ends. But NJ's growing in front of our eyes. He's getting better. He needed to be better defensively tonight.
Since Biggie's play started, he's only shot about 20% from 3. How do you kind of, as a coaching staff, get him back locked into where he was during the time?
It's a lot of film right now. I think he's got to play to his strengths. He's getting a lot of attention. I think he went from going into the year, early in the year, being this kind of unknown player who had scored a lot at Coastal. Then he becomes our leading scorer going into Big East play, so he gets a lot of attention. He's got a longer defender. His looks aren't as clean. And you can force those, and that can frustrate you, or you can figure out how to maybe be a little more patient and play to your strengths. I actually thought his game today in a lot of ways was a step in the right direction. We tried to get him that look out of a timeout that he had the clean 3 in the middle of the floor. He just back-rimmed it. I think as long as he takes good shots and plays with the kind of confidence that I know he can play with, I'm I'm confident that he'll snap out of this. But a lot of it is just he's a sophomore. We forget that sometimes. I do. Who became the leading scorer going into Big East play and suddenly got a lot of attention that in some ways just an adjustment for him.
Coach, CJ had a really efficient first half.
Yeah.
I believe he started the game with a really nice dunk. Slowed down in the second half. But how has he just grown from the short time he's been in the program?
He's really grown as a player. You know, the biggest thing for him is consistency. Now he's got to be able to do it on Wednesday night. You know, he's got to be able to respond and do it again because he's had too many times where he's performed well with the efficiency he needs to play with and then reverted back to some bad habits. So for him, the challenge is, okay, now he's got to put multiple performances together where he's impacting things on both ends. He's being an efficient player. And, you know, I think we've certainly seen growth with him for sure. There is no question. People have told me that. I can't tell you how many people have said he looks like a different player. He's got to be consistent in that to be the kind of player we want him to be.
With what you're trying to do here, how patient you have to be.
Yeah.
And second part of that, you guys won the one Big East game. There were several others you were right there.
Yeah.
Just didn't quite get. Does that take a toll on you, on the guys?
That's a good question. It's a really good question. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. You know, I think I understood what this could be like. I told our guys before the season, you got to normalize a little bit for them the challenge of what this is going to be. I said this is going to be in a lot of ways the hardest thing athletically anyone has been through. It really is. It's 14 new guys playing in a really good league, and we've had some injuries that have impacted, I think, some of our older guys able to practice and play like they wanted to. So you add that to the equation, and some of that is every team has that. But I think what we're looking for, as much as anything, is just the consistency of effort and competitiveness night in, night out. And that's the expectation for us. And we feel like if we see that, the results will follow. I don't know when, but the results will follow. I've got no doubt that this program, we will flip this program. I really don't. Sometimes you don't know when the breakthrough is going to happen, and we all want it to happen a lot faster than what it is, what it normally happens. But I really do believe in what we can grow to be.
Chris, in terms of the competitive spirit, Tuesday against Creighton, you didn't necessarily feel like it was there.
Yeah.
What do you think of it tonight, and how do you get more consistency defensively
Yep.
in Big East play going forward?
Yeah, much better tonight, I thought. You know, I just thought we let the frustration of the other night get to us. When you're struggling to score like we were, it can be really frustrating, and I thought we let that affect our competitive spirit. I thought tonight we were good in a lot of ways. Like I said, offensively we were good. We just need to be a tougher group defensively. Bottom line, we need to be physically tougher, and we need to be able to play with more force on that end. What was your other question? What was?
Consistency on the defense.
Yeah.
Because you've had these really good games in the Big East where you play a full 40 minutes defensively.
Yeah.
And then you have some games like
Yeah. No, I think I thought our second half, that was probably what was most disappointing. I thought our second half, we didn't have enough bite on that end. And that's where we got to get to film and get better. And we need our older guys to lead the way there with some of that. But offensively, our approach, our competitiveness, our readiness to play, all that, how clean we were offensively, all that was good. Need to build on it.
And then in terms of Skokman still dealing with an injury, NJ had some foul trouble. You started to run some smaller lineups out there with JJ at the 5. Can you talk about the challenge of going with not having two healthy, like quote-unquote bigs, and kind of the challenge of lineups and trying different things?
Yeah, David and Troy have not been able to practice for a couple weeks now consistently. So your front line that you're playing a fair amount of minutes, I do think it's affected their ability to play. So we'll continue to search if there's better options in terms of giving those guys some break in minutes. But I do think, tonight we just needed a little bit more along the front line with NJ. I thought Troy gave us some good stuff, but you can tell he's quite a bit hobbled right now.
What's going on with Troy?
It's a lower body issue. Yeah, lower foot issue.
Is it something that is going to linger the rest of the season?
Likely, yeah. Yeah. He's battling through it. He's a tough kid. He's battling through it. So.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you, everyone.
Okay, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
Take two next to each other. Can you go in the middle here or fit this side? We're going to start with Finley and Pierre, and then Thad will join here in just a few minutes. But we'll let you guys go ahead and fire away for these guys, and we'll let them go.
Pierre, just 2 points last game against UConn. Obviously, had a career high tonight. Just was it a concerted effort for you to find your offense, or just what is kind of the process of after having a down game and coming back to the fourth?
You just got to keep trusting the process. I've always been a scorer, so like a game like UConn where you only have 2 points can sometimes rattle your confidence a little bit. But your coaches stayed confident in me, kept calling my number, and the ball was just going in the basket. And like I said, I've been a scorer, so like it's not new to me to like put the ball in the basket. So.
Pierre, the last three hit the final minute. Was there anything in your mindset? I've hit 26 4 times in my career. I've never gotten over 26 with that shot.
No, I was just trying to win the game. I just know we had to get a shot up because I didn't want to get a turnover on the shot clock violation. But the last three just felt good. I was confident in my shot, stayed confident in my shot. Pretty good shooter, so just wanted to knock him down.
And Finley, Pierre mentioned the word confidence. Seems like you're also playing with renewed confidence. You seem to be very energetic and kind of passionate out there. Just how have you maintained that kind of just confidence and passion with kind of going in and out of the starting lineup and just kind of seeing your minutes fluctuate at times?
Yeah, I think anyone that's watched Butler basketball this year knows that ups and downs know me pretty well. So I've gotten some downs, but I'm very confident in myself and my ability, and I know I'm a great shooter, a great finisher, a great basketball player, and it's all going to work out.
But how difficult is it to remain confident, again, through those downs?
Incredibly difficult. Like, you're like going home and questioning, like, if you're a great basketball player, like what you can, what you can't do, and like it's been incredibly difficult. But I stayed to it, I stayed working, and it's working out.
I just want to say I'm proud of him too. Like he could have easily, like when he lost his starting spot, just said like I'm done. But he still comes to practice every day with a positive mindset, positive head on his shoulders, and he produces. And now like his positive attitude, he's had two great games, one at UConn and one at home. So like we keep needing him. We need him to be the kind of player he's being right now for us to be successful in the long run. And we need him to stay confident. But like I said, I'm proud of him for what he's been doing, for staying with it and not giving up on us.
Particularly from three, Finley, it feels like there's been a half-second less hesitation than there has been earlier in the year. Was there a conversation or just kind of things that happened in practice that kind of got you, this is my shot?
I kind of just stopped caring. Like I just I got it. You know, it's like a undying belief in like myself and like what I'm doing. I know I'm an excellent shooter, and I prove it every single day. And so, why not just go do it in the games in front of thousands of people?
You want to tell them about the shots? 12,000.
Yeah. Over the summer we did 12,000 shots. It was kind of like just everyone had to do it like type of thing, or coach asked us to do it. And I think me and Ja raced to 12,000, and I was first in makes. It was 12,000 makes from three, and so I mean there's a bunch of belief in the back of my mind that I know I've put in the work, and so it's good to see some results.
So when you talk about those 12,000 shots, when you're working on that, what types of shots are you looking at from three in terms of how they come into the game? It seems like recently it's been less catch and shoot, a little bit more like pump and sidestep and shot, and you've had more than just getting catch and shoots.
Yeah, on the shooting machine, you get a whole bunch of different ways that you can work on shots. And then in my individual workouts with Connor McCaffrey that I've been doing, I've had a whole lot of opportunities to work on a whole bunch of different shots and kind of build my confidence back up in all those different ways.
And this is for both of you guys. I mean, so 2 wins in the last 3 games. Just obviously the UConn game was extremely close as well. Just what can this do for you guys moving forward? Just getting wins in the win column.
Well, just like we still have a long way to go, but this is definitely a confidence booster for us going forward. I think we're playing with a lot more pace on offense, a lot more desperation, I would say, to try and get back to where we were before the Big East season started. So we just got to keep playing with desperation. Got a big game coming up against Marquette at home. We need to get that win. Feel like if we win that, we can definitely make a run for sure. But we just need to take it one game at a time and control what we can control.
All good for the players? All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey, guys.
You don't want the middle call?
I'll be good. That way I can get out of here quicker.
Questions for Thad?
Coach, again, Pierre talked about obviously that he's a scorer and he's always been confident as a scorer. But to see the game he had at UConn with only 2 points and the way he responded with this game, just what does it say about him as a player?
Yeah, I think that, obviously we need Pierre to score for us, but if you look closely at the UConn game, they said we're not going to let him shoot. And, they stayed home on our shooters in that game. They did it in game 1 as well. Tonight he obviously got into a rhythm, and it was good to see him get out, because I think one of the biggest keys for Pierre from the UConn game to here was in the second half when he wasn't getting shots, he kept defending. We had a minute in the game and crucial stops, and that's how this team has to play. It's kind of every night could be a little bit different, and tonight was definitely his night.
It feels like you guys have been waiting for a 40% three-point shooting game for like a month and a half now.
Yeah.
When you finally get one like tonight, obviously making shots anywhere makes you feel better. But when you're hitting shots from 3 in particular, what does that do for your offense?
It's funny because I'm trying to think who was at the basket, Pat, and Pierre this morning. And I said, fellas, let's get hot today. Let's where you guys know the feeling, the rim's twice as big as it's supposed to be. We need one of those games where we get hot. And it was good to see the shots going in, and obviously it ignited us. I mean, we got the lead, and they cut it to 6, and I thought we did a good job of answering that.
You talk about kind of key things over, winning 2 out of the last 3. In this stretch, you guys have defensively rebounded and prevented second chance points really well. How much is that kind of an effort stat to you that's really gone into your team playing better?
Yeah, I mean, rebounding is something that we've recently, there's so many things, throughout the maelstrom of college basketball, and just everything kind of just sort of sucks you in, and we wanted to make a conservative effort to try to rebound the ball better. And ironically, Marquette, I think we gave 20 offensive rebounds. So Tuesday night we'll figure out if we got better or not. But it's good to get those second chance points and doing a better job. We just didn't make them miss enough tonight.
Confidence kind of seems to be the word of the day. Philly talked about how he was able to stay confident with his role change and kind of his shooting slumps. So again, what's it say about him the way he responded today with 2 strong games back to back,
Yeah.
especially shooting?
Well, yeah, I'll say this about Finley. He works. And as a coach, I don't think there's anything more gratifying when you see a kid work as hard as he works to get sort of the fruits of his labor in terms of playing well. And, hey, he's still young. He's only a sophomore, but he's been through here. And, he's playing really good basketball right now and defending.
Coach, especially the last few games, it seems like good things have happened when Landon Moore's on the floor, played the last 14 minutes today. What's something you've seen out of him as he's kind of emerged as, not maybe the scorer, but the kind of do everything kind of guy
Yeah.
who draws fouls?
Right. Landon is a tough kid. His dad was a football player. His brother was a football player. And I've been very, very pleased with just the energy that he's played with defensively, just in terms of getting up and guarding, and he's rebounding. Like I said, he's getting fouled. He's knocking his free throws down. And we know this. Landon can shoot. I mean, he can shoot, and we need him looking at the rim and taking those open shots.
Same question I have for the guys. I mean, I know there's a lot of season left, but just how much positive can it do just to get wins
Yeah, once again, winning's hard. Winning's hard in college basketball. Winning's even harder in Big East basketball. And I give our guys credit for staying the course in terms of, continuing to come in and practice at the level they've practiced at. But I know this, the second you feel good about yourself in college basketball, it can go south on you. And, we have to keep an edge about us in terms of who we are and what we're about, and we've got to keep getting better at all the little things. We weren't good out of timeouts today, defensively especially, and so those are things we keep teaching and finding ways.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.